Have you ever wondered where your food comes from? Well, your food comes from a farmer, and that farmer has to work really hard every day to plant and raise the food that you eat. And that is when and has to harvest the crop every year at harvest time. And that's when I want to be when I grow up. Describing. One of the obvious things that farmers do is raising cattle and growing crops. You have to wake up early every morning and feed the dog and the cats, and then you have to feed the chickens and collect the eggs. And then in the winter when the grass is dormant, you have to load hay bales up in your pickup and go to the pasture and feed the cattle. But you have to find the cattle first, and that is not an easy task because while you're looking for them, you have to try not to drive off a ledge or into a creek. Then once you find them, you have to take the hay bales apart and spread them around the area so the cattle can eat. Career choices. My first career choice was a farmer. The reason I wanted to be a farmer is because I like working outside. I like working outside. Another reason is that I like to drive farm equipment and feed and be with the animals. My second career choice was a logger, and the reason I liked it was because you get to be in the forest all day, and that's pretty cool to me because I like the forest, and you get to be outside often. And then my third career choice was a race car driver because I like to race things, and I thought it'd be cool to do that anyway. Opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the highest value alternative that one is forced to give up so they can choose their first choice. My opportunity cost for my career was being a logger. The reason I did not choose to be a logger is because I would be so far away from home. It's not my first pick. It is not my first pick. It's not my first pick because even though it looks really interesting, I would be so far away from home, and it'd be really expensive to see them on the holidays. Positive incentives. My positive incentives are for being a farmer is I like working outside and enjoying the weather. My second positive incentive is being with them around harvest time. And I like doing that because you get to work together, and then you get to harvest, and then you get to work and laugh together as a family. My last positive incentive is making my own schedule. I like making my own schedule because I feel like I can appreciate my work better and work a little harder. Negative incentives. My negative incentives are all things that farmers hate. The first one is bad weather. Bad weather would be like a hailstorm, a tornado, or a lightning storm. And a hailstorm is bad because then it would trample all the crops, and then that might kill them. And then a lightning storm would scare all the cattle, and they might stampede and run off a ledge and kill themselves. Next one is drought, and that's horrible because the crops might die, and then the grass might die also, and then you have to feed the cattle hay bales that you saved for the winter. So you have to buy hay bales, and then you waste money because of the drought. And then the last one is the machinery breaks down, and that's really annoying because you have to fix it, and you have to wait till the part comes in if you have to order it. And then it takes longer to get out in the fields and harvest the crop or work the land. Next is my spreadsheet. I was really surprised on how much money I consume for being a farmer and a rancher. I make $65,000. And for my car payment, I make $100,000. I guess horrible my car payment. I guess $100,000 because I thought it meant for all my tractors and farm equipment and stuff. But that was way too much, and the actual cost was $360, and I was poor in 1997 at one point. And my school loans were $612 a month, and I guess miserable in my pets were, I guess, $10,000 because I thought that meant for all my cattle, taking them to the vet, check. The actual price is $50 just for the dog and the cats. I was pretty close to my food bill. I guess $150, and my parent estimate was $150. And the actual price is $200. So, because I will make my own food. My paragraph is next, and as you can see, each item is broken up in how much I pay for it. The biggest item that I have is taxes, which is 28%. Next is discretionary, which is 25%. And then transportation, which is 12%. And there was a tie with housing and school loans with 11%. And then utilities, which was 5%. And then there was a tie with lease for the least with food and medical insurance for farmers. Next is my trade-offs. My trade-offs was a hard one for me because I was deciding whether to be a logger or a farmer. So I chose to be a farmer, which made my logger choice this was my first trade-off. The reason I did not choose to be a logger is because I would be so far away from home and I would not be able to see my family on holidays. Another trade-off that I had was deciding whether to buy an old truck or to buy a new truck. I chose to buy an old truck because I could put that money that I did buy a new truck with into buying more land so I could have more acres of land in my farm. And then my third trade-off was deciding whether to buy my grandma's farm or to buy a farm of my own. And I chose to buy my grandma's farm because I know that farm and I know that I'm getting good land out of it, and I don't want to buy my own farm and get bad land out of it, and it might be more expensive too. College and resume. For my resume, I had experiences related to farming. The first one is working at the Dyke Arboretum and at Harvey Farms. The skills that I have are hardworking, drive machinery, good mechanics, working outside and taking care of animals. My awards that I got was getting a ribbon at the fair and taking a cow there, and then I was on honor roll in high school. My reference are John Johnson and Bob Close. The college that I'm going to go to is JBU, which stands for John Brown University. The reason that I'm going there is because it's a Christian college and my parents went there. And even though I do not have to go to college to be a farmer and a rancher, I'm still going to go there to get a bachelor's degree in science, mechanics, and engineering, just in case farming does not work out. But those classes will also help me in farming because mechanics will help me fix the tractor the right way, and then engineering will help me know how the tractor is built and what parts work together. Next is letter application, and I wrote it to Mr. Harvey. And I said that I'm interested in finding a job for the farm. I said throughout my high school years, I've had many opportunities being a farmhand, and I have had good experience for working for John Johnson and working at the Heston Dyke Arboretum. This experience has exposed me to good skills like working outside, working with my hands, mechanics, and driving machinery. And that is in my letter of application I wrote to Mr. Harvey. Next is my websites. My websites I found online are about farming and how to plant the field the right way, how to plow the right way, and then lastly how to load a grain cart when the combine is still driving. In conclusion, farming is very important to our society, but there are fewer farmers. Farmers play a big role in the U.S. economy, so America needs more farmers if the population is going to keep growing.